Good morning, everyone. I am Ping Yu from Chaoyang University of Technology, Department of Construction Engineering in Taiwan. My topic is establish a cost estimation model for pre-zone customization based on BIM and VR. Here is following 5 points will be used to analyze this research. And the first is the introduction my topic. The second is literature review. The third introduces cost estimation model for changing orders combining BIM and VR. The fourth is case study, applying the integration method to actual case. And the last is conclusion, will explain the actual use resource of this research in 2 points. In recent years, virtual reality has been widely applied in the construction industry. In this study, VR was integrated with BIM to facilitate modification to an apartment. Through a combination of VR and BIM, a cost estimation model for modification was established. The proposed model can provide customers with a first-person view of possible design changes to a home, minimizing discrepancies in seller customers' perceptions. Moreover, the proposed model shortens the time required for calculation of changing costs in traditional changing process. Integration of BIM with VR. Some scholars point out that a BIM system contains all relevant construction data and can thus be used as a VR resource. System efficiency can be enhanced through program compilation. BIM and VR system can be combined for design evaluation, discussion, construction, and safety evaluation, and can reduce rework and improve safety. Application of VR in change orders. Davidson et al. Incorporate a BIM system into Enscape, which subsequently enable them to promptly update and display the interior furnishing and design. Data from a BIM system can be used to instantly display the cursor associated with design changes. The study consists of 5 modules. The first is establishment of BIM system. A BIM system includes basic elements such as pillars, beams, floors, walls, and ceilings. In addition, to acquire the necessary quantity parameters from the decorative elements, information such as the decoration, material, and the unit price and the cost must be included in the entity parameters of the decorative elements. The second is establishment of the VR environment. The importation of a BIM system into the game engine in an FPS file format results in loss of render data. Therefore, the system must be re-rendered in the Unity game engine. Additionally, a BIM system does not include interior lighting. Hence, skylights must be added manually with the Unity before the light mapping calculations. The third is extraction of data and the derivation of formulas to calculate construction quantity. After the connection of the BIM database to the game engine, the program can extract data from the database and add formulas for quantity calculation. The fourth is selection of different materials. The client can select alternative materials from a materials menu in the VR environment. Items in the materials menu must correspond to the materials data stored in the database, and each material can be selected from the list and applied with a single click. Hence, the client can immediately view the results of the application of the selected material. The fifth is the evaluation and comparison of VR custom environment. A database is applied to determine unit price, and the study system uses a BIM databases for quantity data. These databases are consulted intended to calculate the cost of changes. A residential building constructed in central Taiwan was used to test the system in Figure 1. Establishment of BIM system. The BIM system was used to select decorative elements and to identify data required for quantity calculations. Details are as follows. The first point is establishment of the bin system. Revit was used to establish the bin system, including basic elements such as pillars, beams, floors, walls, and ceilings. In addition, a new layer of decorative elements was added to the final structure of each element. Addition of the bin data. Project parameters comprise decorative elements. Each element contained 3 entries as the entity parameters: decorative material, unit price, and cost. Establishment of the VR environment. After the bin system was imported into the game engine, materials and light sources were added to the system. After baking, the baked lights used concurrently with instant lights were judged to create more authentic virtual environment. Extraction of data and derivation of formulas for calculating construction quantity. The element ID was used to look up data for each element, as well as to calculate quantities by using the data. The first point is extraction of bin data. After information from the database was connected with the program, the ID of each element was used to look up the data for the element. The second point is calculation of quantity in VR. For the quantity calculations, the element ID and the element data from the field were extracted. The calculation formula for each object was then derived. Selection of different materials. In the tester case, the client intended to change the living room floor materials the user most simply. Click to open the materials list and select as a new material. Evaluation and comparison of VR custom environments. After changing the materials and structure, the user could view the changing pattern and cost. In Figure 5, changing the living room floor from composite laminated wooden flooring to bleached butter color marble flooring. Reduce the cost from $14,202 NT to $12,780 NT. The client could immediately make comparisons and receive advice regarding the decisions. Record of changes. The system used in the tester case enables the client to understand the modified pattern and the difference in cost due to the instant changes displayed by the system. In Figure 6, data regarding the changes were also recorded in the tester field. The client and the construction company could use the recorded data to discuss further changes. The system facilitates client modification to both the decoration and the structure of the house, in addition to the estimating the cost of these changes. No previous work has proposed a system that can achieve all 3 of these capabilities. The client can also immediately review the changes in an immersive VR environment. Overall, the following 2 points achievements were obtained. First point is use of VR to display the modified design. First, easy materials changes by using the develop application provides the user with multiple materials to select from. Second, the virtual environments enable instant viewing of the modified design and the comparisons between multiple options. Thus, the client can discuss their options with the designer efficiently. Final is cost calculation for changing orders. The client can thus immediately see the cost of the changes. Furthermore, each modification, cost evaluation, and the total cost of changes can be recorded when deciding whether to apply the changes. The calculation process can thus be shortened compared with the conventional calculation process. This is all my presentation. Thanks for your listening.